Well, Kelly Clark is the Marketing and Communication Specialist with Titusville Area Hospital, and she joins us here this morning. Kelly, good morning. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me, Luke.
Oh, there's so much going on. Never a slow or dull moment with the hospital.
Yes, we like to keep it busy there and keep moving forward. So we have Crawford Gives coming up. That's going to be August 24th through the 27th. We've done this quite a few years in a row. I know last year we came on the show. Their director, Christian, came over. Are you guys doing that again this year?
I don't know.
Yeah. So last year we raised money for our oncology department. Went really well. This year we will be raising money towards the ICU renovation. That is our next large project that we're doing at the hospital. So Crawford Gives, like I said, is just a couple of days where people in the community can give to the nonprofits in the area. They have a lot of participation. And encompasses all of Crawford County nonprofits. So a lot of local places here participate as well.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And here's an opportunity to support what's going on at the hospital. And from golf outing to the Crawford Gives, I mean, it's like the summer of, fundraising. And I mean, I know you're doing it year round, but
yes,
it's a busy time for you.
We kind of go from one project to the next. Keeps us busy. It's also really important just to do these updates. That's what I am hoping to have the opportunity to talk to the public about what we do in the ICU. It is definitely a critical part of our care there. So what our plans are is to just freshen up the area, new floors, new paint, new equipment, and just really make it nice for all of the patients. We recently redid all of our other hospital rooms there, not that long ago. I believe it was last year. It all runs together.
It does, yeah. Well, I was thinking about the ER project and how big of a project that was.
Right. Yeah.
But do you think people see the before and after, and they go, okay, I get it now. So when you say there's renovation plans for the ICU, people go, okay, now that I've seen what they're doing, yes. Is it a whole different atmosphere?
And it does. It changes it. It changes the feel of it. It changes the flow of it. It's more comfortable for the patients. It's easier for the staff to take care of the patients. And it is funny how you redo one area and then you walk to the next area. You're like, oh, no, now that one, Now we need to start there again. So it is. It's just been a continual process to get all of those older parts of the hospital redone. Obviously we just redid the oncology unit, and it turned out so great. We've had so much great feedback about that renovation and moving that department to the ground floor.
And when you say ground floor, I didn't realize, but during the presentation, it was actually brought up that some of the space that that department is now sitting in actually had like a dirt floor.
Mm-hmm. So that was completely unused space. We used that to house a lot of our HVAC system and storage for unused items, or sometimes we would put unused desks or furniture down there. But when we were trying to find a new space for the oncology department, cleaned all of that out, and it is a really nice large space for that. And the project moved along pretty quickly, and I think it was because it was like starting from fresh, so they were able to put the walls where they needed them. They didn't have to work around a lot of obstacles that were already there, so it worked out really great.
Again, I think people see that and they go, okay, yeah, now we're okay. When you say you're going to renovate a space, yeah. And in some cases, it's not just a coat of paint. While that does make a huge difference, sometimes it's updating some of the equipment that's being used.
Yes, updating the equipment and small things like putting in a new countertop. During COVID, I think we learned a lot about cleanable spaces and, how how durable something is if you're going to be cleaning it 10 times a day, and what's needed for those spaces moving forward. So yes, and just updating, like you said, some of the equipment that's maybe has still a couple years of life left, but it's really needs to be updated. So doing all of those spaces and the equipment makes a difference for patient care.
Are there opportunities to take existing equipment and I don't know if do you trade those in for better pricing, or do you sell those to other hospitals, smaller hospitals, or how? I mean, all of the above?
Yeah, so it depends on what the piece of equipment is. Sometimes it is completely obsolete, and the company will take it back for used parts. We had a company that took back our old hospital beds. So when we had the project to buy all the old hospital beds, we had a company that came in and they used those for parts to keep maybe hospitals that are using those beds still to keep them in parts. So yeah, they are definitely being still utilized. And every bed that was in still good shape that we replaced in the patient rooms, we might have moved those to another floor or, use them as a spare.
All right. What now we're going to get into some other things here, but I want to talk about recruitment for a moment. There's a sense that there are doctors, nurses that are coming out today and wanting to make a difference, right? And they get that by going to community-based hospitals, the community-owned, the smaller cities, the smaller settings. But we're also fortunate because we have larger cities not too far from us that people can still go out and explore and get a little bit of that, but yet at the end of the day, come home and and live here.
Yes, definitely. And we for sure have that experience at Titusville. Some of the best doctors in the area are treating patients at Titusville. We use a lot of specialty care doctors that are employed with Meadville Medical Center. So they come out to Titusville on a part-time basis and see patients. So instead of them having to drive to Meadville area, we are able to have them right here close to home. Our cancer center is part of the Yolanda G. Barco Cancer Center of Meadville. Dr. Young, one of the best cancer doctors in the area, comes and takes care of the patients here in Titusville.
And loves it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he was so proud of the ribbon cutting and.
Oh yes, yeah.
He had a great speech.
Yes. And to hear that the highlight of his career has been here at Titusville means a lot.
Yeah.
To this community. So.
And real quick, here's the ribbon cutting, but he's in the blue shirt there, holding the scissors, but gave a great speech and. It's for them. It's also showing that the hospital's investing in what they do,
right?
And then the community is seeing the hospital's investing in taking care of a loved one or themselves or a friend, because we all know somebody,
right? Yeah, and probably a lot of people in the community have had somebody in the ICU. So, updating that space and being able to make the patients more comfortable, making the families more comfortable, and showing that we do care. We don't want to be the only option. We want to be a good option. Your care close to home, a lot of people don't want to travel out of the area and they don't have a choice of that. We want to make the choice that they do have good, not just, we're the only choice, so does it matter? It does matter.
Yeah. Well, you hear a lot of great stories, whether it's your primary care physicians that we have to somebody like Dr. Gates. The stories that you get are I'm sure for you it's great because it just helps market the hospital, but they're very emotional stories.
Yeah, and the first time we had Dr. Gates, I believe the first time he was on the show, that's exactly what he said. I could be an orthopedic surgeon in Pittsburgh, but they don't need me. I want to make a difference here where I'm needed. So, and that says a lot. And I think that is how a lot of our doctors feel about being a part of this community and taking care of the people here.
Yeah, it's almost that sense, those movies where, you're in this town of like 500 people and
You
you're
get
not paying.
stranded there for Christmas.
Yeah, something like that. And, you're not paying the doctor cash. You're paying with, corn and, bacon or whatever. But there is a sense of that community because you see them at the store and there's a relationship there. And there's a concern. It's not just the patient going up to the doctor saying, hey, a lot of times the doctors are coming up to the patients going, hey, how are you feeling? You doing good?
Yeah.
Do we need to catch up on anything? So there's that sense of caring, which is fantastic.
It is.
We're getting ready to, and this is crazy to think, go into a season of fall sports.
We are. It is sneaking up really quick. Summer has flown by. I hate to say that. I don't want to make it go any faster. I know we had Kai Skinner on the show. He is spearheading our concussion management program that we now offer at the outpatient PT. And we are also going to be joined by Heather Hunter soon. She starts beginning of August. She is going to be our new athletic director. We contract with the Titusville School District to bring them a athletic trainer. So
Wow.
she will be joining us soon. I hope to have her on the show. So along with her and Kai, taking care of the kiddos in the area, really proud to do that as well.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And that was a great conversation with Kai, just talking about concussions. And while in this sense I bring up athletics, but really this is something that affects any age with anything. There was a time a bump on the head, it was like, okay, move on. But now you really should be thinking about the consequences of a bump to the head.
And they're really looking a lot deeper into that and the long-term effects of that and the rehab part of rehabbing out of that. And that's what, when Kai was on, that's what we had discussed is really how to manage those side effects and how to get you back to where you should be. He's had a lot of interest and a lot of patients coming to him for that, and so it's a really good program, and I'm glad that he, was able to bring that to us.
When you hear these stories, and I would say primarily you hear it more on the NFL side, right? Concussions and the effects it can have on you, short term, long term. That does bring up awareness, though, to that, right? So hopefully people are starting to think about that more than they have in the past.
Absolutely. Yes, there's definitely more awareness of it. It's one of the first questions that is asked at well visits for children is, are you wearing a bicycle helmet while you're riding, and being more safe in that way, which was not the case when 20 years ago or 30 years ago. So there's definitely more awareness of those head injuries and how serious they can be.
And you've got kids on scooters now, these electric scooters.
Yeah.
Which is really scary. It's great that they can get around, but they're also zipping
Pretty
in
fast.
and out of traffic, at a high rate of speed. And, we'll sit on the porch and, well, that sounds so old. We'll sit on the porch, after work and we'll see kids zipping by and they're not wearing a helmet. And they're going fast.
Yeah, on a main road. Yeah, that is definitely scary. And really, so like you said, you're sitting on the porch and the first thing you see is they don't have a helmet on. Where, like I said, 20, 30 years ago, it would not have even crossed your mind.
Yeah.
So there is definitely more awareness and more precautions in place for that.
You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream Television and on Armstrong's Neighborhood Channel. Kelly Clark with us here this morning, Titusville Area Hospital. And again, it's not just youth that we need to be talking about, but it could be as simple as, maybe you accidentally hit the garage door button and maybe it came down on your head. And, you should be thinking about, okay.
Yes. Do I have any side effects? Should I have
Yes.
this checked out? And they do a lot of those testings now, and a lot of, care goes into that. So if you do have something that's happening like that, the first place to start would be with your primary care physician. Get the appointment, and you could possibly get the referral if it's validated to go see Kai or a neurologist or something, just to dig a little bit deeper into that.
Yeah, and sometimes really that time difference is so important. If you are experiencing symptoms, don't wait 3 to 4 days to contact your primary care physician to get that ball rolling.
Right.
Call
Yes.
as soon as possible.
Definitely. Definitely.
Oil Fest is coming up.
It is. We have a lot of folks from Titusville. We're going to have a table. So a lot of folks from Titusville Area Hospital are going to be there with some information. Our auxiliary has a table this year. So we're bringing out some of our volunteers to talk. So it's gonna be fun. The chamber is putting on a really nice. Well, they usually do a really nice job doing Oil Fest. So yeah, we're excited to be a part of that. And like I said, there'll be a lot of volunteers out there from the hospital, nurses, people that you might see during registration, things like that. So it's just a good way to get some of our staff out in the public and seeing people out there. So.
Do you get a variety of questions, or do you get more questions in one topic than maybe others when you're out in the community like that?
Yeah, we have a lot of questions about mostly our specific things that we take care of.
Okay.
Can I come to the hospital for this? Do you have a doctor for this? So, as much as we try to do all of our marketing and make sure we get the word out to the public, it still amazes me when people ask me, I'm like, oh my gosh, didn't you see all my ads? But, if you're not experiencing, like we're talking about concussion, if you're not experiencing a concussion, it doesn't really resonate with you. So maybe 6 months from now, you're like, where do I go get concussion care? So it's just really nice to have these types of things like through Oil Fest or the Crawford County Fair, where we can go out and meet people and talk about maybe their specific needs that they're experiencing right now. Because, we're talking about concussion today, and maybe what they need to know about is, women's care or something like that. So it's just a great opportunity to talk about the services that maybe, we haven't touched on for quite a while now.
I was going to say, that's probably good research for you to kind of test the waters,
yes.
see what everybody else
Yes.
is talking about or thinking
Right.
about. You go, oh, okay, maybe we should.
Yeah, we should really start marketing that again. And yeah.
But so what you just said was, that's marketing and advertising to a T, right? You advertise not necessarily for today, but
Yes. Yes. Trying to figure out what the need is in the area and let everyone know that we have that available, or we're working towards that, or, maybe the messages that we need to work towards that is something that we have missed. So.
do you enjoy that aspect of it, doing Oil Fest? I think there's been years where you've been at the Crawford County Fair.
Yeah, we'll be at the Crawford County Fair again this year. I think the first Monday of the fair is Titusville Days. So we set up with a lot of other organizations from the Titusville area. Drake Welcomes, Pitt. It's not called Pitt anymore.
Education and Training Center.
Yes, that's right. So they're usually there, and a lot of the YMCA organizations. So we set up usually on Monday, and then for the rest of the week, we'll be in the Meadville Medical Center building. They have a lot of different docs come. They do blood pressure checks. They do dermatology checks, all kinds of things there. So we're usually part of that as well for the week.
All right. No live demonstrations, though, right? No.
Not yet. I don't know. Keep you on the edge of your
Dr.
seat.
Gates can do a knee replacement. No.
So sanitary there at the fair. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little home for you, right? With all the animals you've been.
Oh yeah. Right.
We won't get into that. Well, speaking of, just being out and kind of getting a sense of what people are talking about, or reminding people what's going on. Last month we talked a little bit about Titusville Express Pharmacy. Offering compliance packaging. Again, just a reminder that this is a great way to keep things organized in that department.
Yeah, if you're struggling with, maybe having the time to put all your pills in your pill box, or maybe you're struggling with, did I take that? Did I not take that? I do that a lot. you get busy and everything becomes a habit. So, you can't remember, did I take that today or was that yesterday I took that? So, yeah, so the compliance packaging really helps you with that. They break all of your doses down into blister packs. So you'll have all of your morning meds for Wednesday, all of your noon meds for Wednesday. Everything is dated, so if you've taken those for that time. So it's just a really good way to manage the medication a little bit better.
And the other thing that was exciting, behavioral health, quite a staff on hand to help, whether it's trauma, anxiety, depression.
Yeah, we brought on Jennifer Chase. She is our new behavioral health counselor. We also have Rachel Rubaker there. She is another counselor for us. And we just in July, Melinda Douglas started, and she is doing medication management, ages 14 and up. The counselors are seeing patients 8 and up. They do family counseling as well as individual counseling. They're very busy, so that obviously tells us that it's definitely a need for this area. Rachel will be coming on with me next month in August, so I'm excited to bring her on, and she can talk a little bit more about her services and what we've been doing there, and yeah.
And we'll be worried.
Yeah.
All right. Crawford gives end of August, but if folks want to give to help the ICU renovation project or anything else going on, they can do that year-round, right?
Yes, you can do that year-round. We are always fundraising. There's always a project that we're working towards. So right now it is the ICU project. It's estimated to be about $125,000. And Crawford Gives is just kind of our kickoff for that to start fundraising. And it is the 24th through the 27th. If you don't do online, because most of that is through digital marketing. If you don't want to do online, you can send a check to the Crawford Gives. You can call my office. I can give you all the information you need for that to get you all set up. Or if you want to talk about any of the projects further, I can discuss that with you.
Kelly, good to see you. Thanks.
Good to see you. Thank you.